Hello guys, it is Modest Major here, bringing you the 5th episode of my Agree to Disagree series, the series in which we pit against one another two of the Halo franchise's major components to see which one comes out on top. Now, last week I decided to go with somewhat of a curveball topic, which is the UNSC shotgun versus the Covenant energy sword. This idea was just kind of floating around my head for a bit, and then I thought, actually, it's kind of a hard one to make a clear-cut decision on, because there's a lot of strengths and weaknesses to both weapons. So I thought it would be interesting to see your guys' feedback. So without further ado, let's go into the comments. Aldan Moore comes in with, although I do love both weapons, I'm going to have to side with the shotgun, mainly due to its greater range damage output. Also, that it is one of, if not the best counter against the sword. But I do have to give the sword its credit, as it can be quite a lifesaver when you're one-shot and a person decides to go for the melee on you. But I have to add, the shotgun is a bit overpowered in Halo 4. Retirement Gaming comes in with, though the shotgun is a very fun weapon, it's very powerful and it looks great. I'd have to go with the energy sword. The energy sword is very iconic to the Halo franchise in my opinion. It also looks very aesthetically pleasing to me, the way it glows. I also love how it can lunge and is powerful, but it is still balanced with the distance you have to be to kill a player. Nick199945 comes in with, I personally love the shotgun somewhat more. When you get that kill with it and you hear its bullets penetrate through a Spartan's armor, it's an amazing sound and it makes you feel like a badass. The sword is fun, but it feels like it has less skill to use just because of the lunge. It's like an automatic way to get closer to the enemy, while with the shotgun you have to use your own skill, wit and creative footing to get up close and blast him to Halo heaven. Nine-Tailed Foxify writes, both the energy sword and the shotgun are very good weapons. The shotgun is way better than the energy sword, but I enjoy using the energy sword a lot better. Although the shotgun is very consistent, has a very good sound, and has a decent range for a Halo shotgun, I think the energy sword feels more gratifying when you get a kill with it. With the energy sword you have to sprint up to them, which is very intense, and then pray you can lunge at them in time. Energy sword for the intensity. Nathan Reus writes, the shotgun wins hands down. I love the UNSC shotgun because of its futuristic but modern sleek look. The sound it makes as you blast incoming energy sword wielders away is amazing. It's been my second favourite weapon throughout the franchise. Nothing beats the assault rifle in my eyes. Hunter4760 writes, I prefer the energy sword even though I know that the shotgun has a greater killing range than the sword, and has more rounds in it, but if you get in really close quarters, nothing can beat it. And with a shotgun you have to make the first shot kill because of the slow pump action, whereas the sword locks on. The energy sword is also so iconic to the Halo franchise that everyone knows about the sword, and you can't beat that feeling of just around the corner and slicing through the enemy team. Now, this was kind of an interesting one, like I said. I kind of actually found it surprisingly hard to come up with a clear-cut decision on which one I prefer most. The votes came in as 24 votes in favour of the shotgun and 15 votes in favour of the sword, which is kind of close, not exactly a landslide by any stretch of the imagination. So the shotgun overall won it, and I would have to say I'm going to have to side with that shotgun decision. I think I've sided with the popular decision every single time, I'm not sure, but it's just the way it goes, I suppose. The shotgun, they both have their own strengths, and the sword has this badass feeling to it, as was stated in a few of the comments. You can't really beat going around the map with some giant sword, seeing someone, and you just look so threatening to the enemy team. It's like they can see your blue glowing sword from a mile away, but at the same time that comes with a price tag in that you are a target to the enemy team. People see you with that sword and they're like, oh, he's got sword, let's take him out as quickly as possible. Whereas shotgun, you get the option of being able to run around the map and infiltrate them without being spotted so easily. I also feel that the shotgun just has more chance of killing people and getting out of scraps easier. The sword isn't necessarily known for its versatility in combat situations. You know, there's a good chance that if you go into a hectic situation with a sword, you could die. Whereas with the shotgun, there's always the chance that you could pull out, take off their the opponents one by one and going for the kill. It's interesting because when I first started playing the game, I actually enjoyed the scatter shot more than the UNSC shotgun. I felt like they'd done something with the range and it wasn't quite as good, but when I really got to grips with the shotgun on this game, my god, it is a tank, and you can't really beat it. So yeah, the UNSC shotgun has slowly but surely become one of my favourite weapons, not just compared to the sword, but in the entire game. The new sound design on it, the way it just seems to drop enemies seems so satisfying. Like, you just can't really beat it. Whereas the sword, although you do get the feeling of being, you know, you look like a ninja samurai warrior or something like that, it's not necessarily on paper, you know, statistically the better weapon. It's just a fun weapon to use, and very iconic to the Halo franchise. I would say more so, perhaps, than the shotgun. For me, in Halo Combat Evolved, the shotgun wasn't even one of my favourite weapons. It was only in this game, in Halo 3, where I felt they really made tweaks to it to make it a more well-rounded weapon. In this, it really seems to have its own unique feeling that sets it apart from other shotguns in other FPS titles. Whereas in beforehand, I didn't really think that it was one of the most unique weapons. Like in Halo 1, you had your pistols, you had your assault rifles, you had your... not energy sword, because that wasn't in that, but, you know, the sniper rifle was iconic. Each weapon had its own distinctive feel to it, whereas I feel like the shotgun never really got that until maybe Halo 3. Maybe it had it in Halo 2. I can't really remember. I haven't played Halo 2 in so long. I can't really remember how the shotgun felt. But yeah, I went a bit off topic then and rambled a bit. But that's just my opinion. You know, it's agree to disagree, and you can feel free to stick to your guns and say that you prefer the sword more. That's totally acceptable. I was close, like I said, I was kind of on the fence, and they both have their strong points. Which brings us neatly to the next section of the commentary, which is discussing the topic for next week's show. Now, I got a lot of feedback saying that people wanted me to do a vehicle-related topic, which is totally cool. Because I haven't actually done one yet. So I decided to go with the idea of Covenant vehicles, e.g. the Ghost, the Banshee, the... what are the other ones? The Wraith versus the UNSC vehicles, i.e. the Warthog, the Mongoose, the Tank, etc. I'd say this one's a pretty close one, in my opinion it is anyway. I'm going to have to think about my decision for this more. And last but not least, the gameplay in the background is the first half of the gameplay that I'm going to be uploading. You will see the second half in next week's episode. It's quite an entertaining big team battle gameplay. But anyway, thank you very much for watching, guys. I've been Modest Major, and peace out.